Hi, this is Ashishar Bidekar, and welcome to my podcast, The ARB Show. I'm thrilled to introduce today's guest, Alok. Alok is a serial entrepreneur and has demonstrated success in ventures in payments and e-tail industry. He's skilled in grounds of business execution, business planning, operations management, sales, and taking a business to positive unit economics and profitability. Over to you, Alok, and look forward to your vision for Kiko Live and hearing from you on the top five trends in ONDC. Maybe you start with a brief introduction of ONDC and Kiko Live, and then let's get into the trends. Over to you, Alok.
Yeah, thanks, Ashish. I'll start with ONDC and what the government of India is trying to achieve with ONDC. In the most simple form, uh, ONDC is being called the UPI for e-commerce in India, and I think most people now know the success of UPI and how interoperability between banks and payment solutions has been enabled by UPI. And now people can pay from any bank or any wallet to anybody totally free using the UPI ecosystem. Uh, so a similar infrastructure uh, has been built by the government for e-commerce where multiple partners can plug into the ONDC ecosystem. Sellers, logistics providers, apps which have a lot of traffic and can act as consolidators for customers and buyers. They all plug into the ecosystem and participate, and then take a share of the pie. In the most simple way, as we'll explain, so we at Kiko are a seller consolidator on the ONDC ecosystem. So we help sellers to register, list their inventory, catalog their products, and make it available. So when they list with us, that entire catalog kind of flows through the ONDC servers to all the buyer apps on ONDC. Now, some of the large buyer apps on ONDC today include Paytm, Ola, Magic Pin, few other very large banks are just about to join in. Airtel is coming in as a buyer app. So what a buyer app essentially does is these are apps or websites which intrinsically have a lot of traffic for their own business. So like SBI Bank already has their banking customers opening the app every day, and they just put a ONDC search bar there. Now the customers can pretty much search for anything to buy or within the SBI app. For example, I want to say buy uh, a soft drink. I just want to buy a case of Coke can, so I just search Coke there. The query hits the ONDC server. ONDC pushes the query to all the seller apps like ours. We push it to all our sellers catalog. We pull out the results, push it to ONDC, and then ONDC pushes it to SBI. But intrinsically, as a customer, you see the search results immediately on the SBI app saying that these are the shops near me which sell Coke. So you actually see the seller, just like you would on a Swiggy or Zomato or a food delivery app. You actually see the store that sells that. So you know that I'm buying from, for example, Mahesh General Store. Mahesh General Store. I click on Mahesh General Store. Now I see Mahesh General Store's entire India. Not only can I buy Coke, I can buy anything from there. Just like again, you open a food delivery app and you would have searched noodles, and then you found, say Mahesh restaurant, and you open, you can see noodles and everything else. Similarly, you see that you can add as many products as you want to the cart checkout. Now the entire checkout is happening on the buyer app, which means you're doing it. Your experience is on here, the SBI app. You complete the transaction on SBI, you pay SBI. SBI then settles with ONDC. ONDC settles with the seller app which brought that seller to the platform. We settle with the seller, but you as a buyer are totally, it's not your issue. As far as you are concerned, you were on SBI app, you found a shopping button there, you searched, you paid, and the seller delivered it to you. You can track, you can see the status of the order, picked up, ready for delivery, out for delivery, everything on SBI itself. Similarly, logistics partners have also integrated with ONDC, which means that the local partners who have the bikers available are plugged in. So when a seller gets the order, he gets to see through ONDC's integration multiple rider options, and he can see the price, 20 rupees, 30 rupees. He chooses it. That rider comes, picks it up from him, delivers it to the buyer. So it's like a ecosystem which is bringing in everybody together, and we all become powerful by playing on our strengths. The sellers play on their strengths, the buyer app plays on their strengths, and the
Got it.
logistics plays on their strengths.
Got it. Also, would it be right to say that this enables or breaks down the boundaries between apps? So, to give an analogy, within Amazon app, you can possibly do something in Shopify, right? Or something on Amazon Prime, you do something with Netflix. I'm just giving a kind of illustration
Analogy,
for
yeah,
our
yeah.
international audience. So it is like a multi app scenario, that is from a specific app you can do something of another competing app at all. And the benefit is that just from thinking aloud is that the main challenge in the app ecosystem is downloads and active users. So here
Right.
you can still participate in the e-commerce or the mobile commerce revolution, even though you may not have downloaded the app. And for
Right.
the brands, it's additional delta of revenue, because let's say I
Correct.
have a payment app, or I have Amazon Prime app, or I have Shopify app, and via that app I kind of discover a new service, and I am
Yeah.
happy. Then it is quite possible that I would download that app in the future. So it's a win-win from all
Yeah.
perspectives. So great.
Right.
That's a great.
And eventually it brings down the CAC per user, because now the apps are bringing in existing customers. There's no new CAC, which effectively means that the commissions on the sellers are lesser, which means now the sellers can offer a better price to the customer. So it's win-win for everybody. For the buyer app, it's incremental revenue. For the seller, it's lesser commission, and hence for the end customer, it is cheaper goods.
Excellent. So, very keen to hear from you what you feel are the top 5 trends in ONDC. Over to you, Alok.
Yeah, I think we'll start with the first trend, which is food, which was pretty much the first thing that ONDC really took off with. The disruption is already very real and visible. Uh, uh, Food ordering on ONDC, I think the biggest benefit that it has brought to restaurants is that the other food ordering apps in India, primarily Swiggy and Zomato, charge upwards nowadays of 30% commission to the restaurants. What's happened as a result is some restaurants, it hurts their margins. So the same the inventory that's available in the restaurant for X price, they list it for X plus 20% online. So when you're actually ordering from the same restaurant online, it's costing you more than actually eating in the restaurant, because they have to pay these commissions. And till now, the restaurants don't have an option. Now, when ONDC came in, and as I explained earlier, the CAC is extremely low, and hence commissions are, at times as low as 10% or even lesser. So now restaurants are saving close to 20% on commissions if the order is coming via ONDC. And as a natural progression, what's happened is that slowly the listing price has started coming down. So now when you order food from, say, a McDonald's on a regular food app versus when you order on an ONDC app, you actually see that the price is lower, which then, and people discover these things, and then these things spread even by word of mouth. So more and more people are now ordering, because the restaurant, what you're expecting, the expected food is very clear. So if it's cheaper, it's cheaper. And in India, as a lot of the Indian audience will understand that people would want to save even 1 rupee. The loyalty changes for very small delta saving. So adoption has been very high. In fact, the latest numbers that we have from Ola, for example, is that they are already doing about 30,000 food delivery orders in Bangalore every day. And the total size of food delivery in Bangalore is about 300,000. So they've already taken over about 10% market share, and it's just been a month. So that's the kind of impact ONDC has had on the food delivery business. I think that's the first thing. I guess we can discuss on that, and then
So I mean that's interesting, because another thing is food apps are less likely to be removed from a phone, because if, for example, I'm used to a DoorDash or an equivalent, or
Yeah.
or let's say a Zomato or a Swiggy in India, and I order food, I'm it's not it's like it's less likely I'm going to remove it. But if there's a competing app which had no relationship with with food delivery, for example, let's say Ola or Uber, then
Right.
then that opens a great new thing. And I guess would it be right in saying that from a customer perspective, another thing what is happening is that the kind of balance of power is shifting in the towards the customer, because when you had monolithic uh, apps, right, which would kind of try to do everything, customer is kind of within a walled garden, right? So all the
Yeah.
customer activity, all the customer insights, etc., are used by that app to kind of further reduce or further, uh, dominate the market in some way.
Right.
Whereas this is kind of democratizing thing. So
Yeah.
that's a great trend. And as you mentioned, if the restaurants are saving on the margins and they are passing it on to the consumer, so it's a win-win for all.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
not only
very,
there's
yeah.
one more value addition here compared to walled garden approach is that the restaurants are getting the data of the customer, so they know who's ordering and what are they ordering. When the order comes from Swiggy or Zomato, it's just an order number. They don't know who's ordered and where it's going, because the rider
Got it.
comes and takes it away, and it's just a here they know. So the amount of access the restaurant has data to who his regular customers are. They can do a lot more analytics and run offers for regular customers, do remarketing. So over and above lower commissions, I think there's much more value being driven to the restaurants.
Got it. But do the restaurants get the exact mobile number, or it's a kind of a just a token number?
No, they get no, they get the entire thing. They get the name of the customer, his full address, and
Okay.
his ordered number, because a lot of the restaurants can choose to use the ONDC logistics, or even so. See, most of the restaurants have their own bikers for delivery for their phone orders. So if they think that the customer is very nearby and I don't want to spend 30 rupees for network logistics, I'll just send my bicycle guy to deliver it. He's free to do that, which
Got
is
it.
why he needs to have the full address, because if he has to deliver it, he needs to know
Got
where it
it.
has to.
Got it. Got it. So it's food for thought. So that's a great trend. What
Yeah.
are the other trends you would like to share with us?
I think the next thing that has become big on ONDC has been mobility. Uh, so this was very unexpected, but it's really taken off. So what's happening is, what's happened in the restaurants has happened on mobility as well over a period of time. Likes of Uber and Ola uh, have started charging a lot of commission to the drivers for mobility, and now you can pretty much use ONDC to search for rides. They've launched in a limited cities now. I think they've launched Bangalore and then Kolkata. The Delhi launch is about to happen. And another great thing they're doing is they're bringing all the auto rickshaw drivers onto the ecosystem, who uh, basically, just can't afford to pay commissions to. So while you can find autos on Uber and Ola, they earn too less to give commission. So typically the cost of the ride goes up, the customer pays for it. So as you would know, the minimum fare on auto rickshaws in Mumbai, for example, is 23 rupees. But if I would book a ride on Uber for an auto rickshaw, it will be 40 rupees. Now the same thing on ONDC, the 23 rupee ride is 24 rupees. So the commission charge is just 1 rupee per ride, which the buyer pays, and buyer is happy to pay 1 rupee for that convenience instead of 17 rupees to Ola. And as a result of this, I think already the number of rides that are being powered every day are north of 200,000. And this is just in 2 cities. So it's a huge dent that ONDC is making on the mobility side as well.
Got it. So here, would it be right to say that the non-digital players, like let's say an auto rickshaw or tuk-tuk drivers, which did not have or were not present on a digital platform, now it is very easy for them to get into a digital platform without having to worry about apps or all other stuff.
So yes, they need to have a seller app, because obviously they would get the location of the customer to pick up on the app. but at a very, very low, actually at a zero cost, because they don't pay anything at all. That 1
Exactly.
rupee convenience fee is being paid by the person who's calling the ride. So he
Exactly.
gets his full money, and he has lesser idle time, because now instead of just driving around looking for customers, they also get rides. And to some extent, the cabs are also getting disrupted, because some cabs are also coming onto the ecosystem.
Got it.
So we expect in the long term, maybe some business of Uber and Ola could get hurt, and
Got
move
it.
to ONDC.
Got it. Got it. There was also a news item about auto rickshaw union in Bangalore starting their own app called Nammayatri, and that is also seen and touted
And
as
that's
a
also,
yeah.
so Nammayatri is now already plugged into ONDC.
That's great. That's great. Excellent. So that's two very interesting trends. One is food, and second is mobility. In fact, both of them have been the early adoption apps, right? If you look
Right.
at a normal journey of a mobile user, he would download food apps or food delivery apps, and he would download mobility apps. So
Mobility apps,
it's
right.
a natural, logical extension
Yeah.
of that trend. Excellent. What are the other
Right.
trends you would like to share?
I think the third thing that's coming in a very big way is grocery, hyper-local convenience retail, which we are enabling on ONDC. So already the trends in India that quick commerce is growing at a very rapid pace. People are paying for convenience and getting small orders from nearby convenience stores delivered to them. But what's happening is right now most of the quick commerce, or actually all of it, is not powered by convenience stores or supermarkets or the shops near them. It's the brands themselves, so be it Zepto or Swiggy, Instamart or Blinkit, they are setting up their own warehouse. So when you're actually buying, you're effectively taking away business from your nearby store and buying from a nearby warehouse of one of these players when you buy from their app. So what ONDC is attempting to do again is to drive this business, because the neighborhood stores already have the inventory and they are already having the ability to do home deliveries. A lot of typical neighborhood store business comes from home delivery, where people place order with them on the phone or over WhatsApp. And now you can place an order with them over ONDC. They can use ONDC logistics to give you the same experience that you are getting from quick commerce apps, the online tracking, delivery, 30-minute quick delivery, all the discounts that, the shop. So one of the learnings that we've had is that some of the shops have very good discounts and offers, but you only get those offers when you walk into the store. You walk into a mini market, and then you see there is 1 for 1 free on this product, and there is 30% off here, and you don't get those deals on online marketplace. You are paying pretty much published price, but you don't even discover these deals, because to discover these deals you would have to walk into the store first. Now the stores kind of publish these deals online, and they are able to get customers to buy from them instead of other hyperlocal quick commerce marketplaces. And eventually, of course, every small store understands that online is the future. If they don't adopt it at some point of time, their business will get affected. So this kind of helping people to move to the next step. And so another important metric that we learned while being in this business is that typically for every grocery store, more than 20% of his business is already coming from home delivery. So post COVID, habits have changed a lot. People don't want to, they become lazier. They are just calling for the orders. And now they are saying that now that I'm getting home delivery, it's very painful to dictate a grocery list on the phone. And with people expecting everything to be on a mobile catalog, sooner or later the grocery store has to offer that service. Otherwise, he will lose his customers to the next door grocery store who does it first. So I think ONDC is also helping enable this transition to happen.
Fantastic. So what are the other two trends which you would like to share?
The other trends are, so there is a lot of enablement happening in rural commerce. uh, lot of artisans, handicraft makers and all, who used to basically make in small villages. They didn't have a direct market uh, per se. They most of their products were bought by middlemen, and then they used to bring it to the towns and then act as wholesalers or distributors to sell it to stores or list it online. And they pretty much took away all the margins. So you make a nice handicraft product, and sell it for as less as 50 rupees in the village, and the wholesaler who picks it up from you is selling it for 500 rupees online. So now ONDC is also, and it's a very good social initiative. They're doing a lot of fairs in Delhi. In fact, we were part of one such fair in Pragati Maidan, where they're having these artisans come, train them, help them directly go online on ONDC and actually get the final value of their goods to cut the middlemen. Uh, there are a lot of farmer produce organizations which are being brought online. So I mean, the long term plan is that would be able to buy fresh produce from a nearby farmer or farming associate or a agency, where you get fresh produce without the middleman delivered to you every day. So many such initiatives to have small home run businesses to kind of cut out the middleman and reach the customer directly.
That's great. So, can you also share now slightly in detail as to what are the kind of help, or what Kiko Live is helping the buyers and sellers in this ONDC ecosystem? That would be pretty fascinating to understand.
So right now, we are enabling grocery retailers to go online. That's our primary business. The way, and these are all first-time online sellers, so they need a lot of hand-holding and support. So we have an on-ground team which kind of trains them, helps them catalog their products. We've learned that cataloging has been a very large challenge in this business. So we today have a repository of more than 10,000 products, which are EAN barcode linked. So sellers can actually pull out their inventory from their POS, match it with our EAN database, and pretty much in 2 or 3 hours get up to 90% of the products online. Which otherwise, if you think of it, a shop who has 2,000 SKUs, if he has to list each item one by one, it could take him a month, if not more, to do that. And we build processes that he can do it in an hour. Then of course we train him on how to meet SLAs and customer satisfaction, that how to pack things on time, what processes to do to ensure that it's picked up on time, delivered on time. Our sales guys actually spend 3 to 4 days in a store after activating him till his flywheel is up and running and he's learned all the rules of the game and his business is up and running. And then even after that, we have a back-end call center which gives remote support to the stores. If he's got an order, it's not shipped on time, it shows up on our admin panel. Our outbound call center calls him and tells him it's been 30 minutes at about time you kind of ship this, otherwise your SLAs will not be met. So we really help the sellers in multiple other ways as well. We do activities in housing societies in and around the store to educate customers that your nearby favorite store is now on ONDC, so you can place order with them online. We help the customers then in those housing societies make their first order, to train them that, see, this is how the order is made, see, now it's tracked, it's coming to you. So we help build a funnel for the store as well for his online business to start growing.
And do you also work with the various CPG or other brands, and kind of, because this catalog needs to be refreshed all the time, right? Because the packaged good industry or grocery industry or whatever will come with new products and new packaging,
right,
new discounts all the time, right? So you need to,
right.
Okay.
So we are already engaged with some brands already. One of the largest of them being ITC, and very deeply working with them. In fact, to the level that helping retailers, with the help of ITC to grow their online business. So ITC is also guiding the retailers. Their salespersons are giving some training to the retailers, giving offers for ITC products for their online store so that they can induce first-time buyer trials online. Picking up or making free deliveries, subsidizing delivery costs if customers buy a certain part value. So the idea is also that eventually get a lot of support from brands and pass it on to the retailers to help grow their online business. But yes, brands are also now coming and participating to ensure that, and it's to their benefit to ensure that their catalogs are up to date online.
Got it. Got it. Thanks, Alok. This gives a great perspective. And thank you, dear listeners, for tuning in. Do subscribe, share, and like this podcast. Consider giving it a 5-star rating if you like the content. Bye for now. Talk to you soon.